Hi, my name is John Marcantoni. I am the founder and director of Flamboyant Theater, and I have some exciting news to share. Last week, we received word that our application to the Field, which is an arts nonprofit that supports LLCs by providing them with a fiscal sponsorship. And this fiscal sponsorship extends beyond just filling out the paperwork for grant applications. Of course, it enables us to make grant applications, which is huge. It also provides a platform for crowdfunding, helps with reaching out to and networking with private donors, and also provides mentorship on uh, on how to seek support for one's organization. So it is a fully well-rounded fiscal sponsorship, and we are so incredibly excited to be working with them. So the reason that we sought this out in the first place is that we are launching the Ramas project. And the Ramas project is, I like to call it a movie studio for theater. Like any movie studio, we would take project submissions from artists, not just here in Denver, but throughout the US and in Puerto Rico. We would take those proposals and the ones that we felt were most promising. We will do fundraising for them. We will find, a venue for them, the different technical and material resources that they'll need to put the show on. And if the show originates in the U.S., we will then facilitate putting that show on also in Puerto Rico. And if the show originates in Puerto Rico, we'll facilitate getting it put on in the U.S. And and so this sort of exchange between Puerto Rican artists in the diaspora and the island, as well as providing financial and mentorship and professional guidance on getting these projects produced, it is a pretty huge endeavor. And it's frankly an unusual endeavor for a theater to do, but we're a different kind of theater. We already see ourselves as a multimedia theater in filming our plays and in turning them into podcasts. And now we're just going another step forward with this movie theater or movie studio for theater uh, project. And we have already established multiple projects that we're already looking at doing, both in the States and in Puerto Rico, but we need the funding to do it. So this fiscal sponsorship is the first step in that direction. And it will allow us not only to launch the Ramas project in 2026, but to sustain Flamboyant going into the future. Because we can't just rely on live performances alone in order to sustain ourselves. And we can't just rely on being in Colorado to sustain ourselves. Now, many of my friends already know that my intention is within the next 2 years, so by 2027, that Flamboyant will have offices set up in San Juan as well as here in Denver. Um, and our goal in the long term is to operate primarily out of San Juan. And again, this is a first step that allows it. But even being able to operate in Puerto Rico, being able to present our work in Puerto Rico, which is my biggest dream, even more so than Broadway, to be able to present my work in San Juan to my people is my hope and dream. Um, Even more than that, like we as Puerto Ricans need a central hub where our stories can be told and where we can feel like our stories not only matter but are the central focus, and that we get to tell our stories in our way on our terms. And this fiscal sponsorship is just the first part of that. I mean, we're also looking into other means of financing, but this is a huge one. It's one that could provide us stability. It's one that really opens a lot of doors into how we can kind of maneuver through the theater world and through the multimedia space and develop our multimedia capacities, so that we are truly making 21st century theater. That is not just a live experience, but is the transposing of the theatrical art form to other platforms and media. So, yes, celebrate this with us. Our crowdfunding campaign has now launched. The link is below this video, and we will begin taking submissions for the Ramas project in mid-January, and we hope that this is just the beginning. The plans that we have for the projects in 2026 are really, really exciting, and I'm looking forward to being able to share those. Right now, it's under wraps. Though I can tell you that in February, when we come back to the stage, we will be doing a variety show, and the details of that will be released shortly. So thank you so very much for your support of Flamboyant, and we hope that this is just the beginning.